channel. This is Vernie of Vernie Reads, and today we're gonna do something different. And instead of reviewing books, since I'm not yet done with my June and early July to be read list, I'll be doing a challenge called the what do you call this challenge again? This challenge is called Do I Have That Book Challenge. So as you can see, my bookshelf is quite small, but I think I have a lot of books to choose from. So I started collecting books when I was young, in college or high school. So most of the books I read, I actually borrowed from our school's library, and others I borrowed from friends. So these are actually the collection that I just started, or seriously started, when I started earning my keep as a young professional, but not so young professional, but you know the deal. Okay, so this episode, I'll be doing this Do I Have That Book Challenge. I saw this first done by another booktuber, CrazyColorfulRoan. So I'll be linking her video with this video so that you can also check it out. So I hope you stay with me and see if I can do this challenge. Alright, so this challenge composed of 20 questions asking me if I have this book or that book, and I will rummage through my disorganized bookshelf and try to find those books. I'll be doing this standing up because it would be very difficult to do this sitting down with my very comfy chair, courtesy of my sister Venus. Shout out kay Venus. Okay, so let's start. Our first question is, do you have a book with deckled edges? So when I search what deckled edges means, it means that the book is not neatly, the pages of the book are not neatly aligned, so they're actually rough on the edges. So I believe I have that book. Let's see. So yes, this is that book. As you can see, this is Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra. So this is Don Quixote de la Mancha. So this is what deckled edges means. Actually, fun fact, I just bought this book because I actually know about this book as a classic, as a Spanish classic, but then I got interested into reading this because it got mentioned in the movie The Platform. I watched that on Netflix, so I want to read it sometime in the future to see what it really meant. I read it in parts because it was one of the reading requirement in high school and also part in college. So deckled edges. Number 2. So number 2 is, do you have a book with 3 or more people on the cover? Book with 3 or more people on the cover. I'm not really fond of books with people on the cover. So let's see if I have that. Let's see, 3 or more people on the cover. Usually with books like this, or the books I own, it's usually 1 or 2 people only. But the question said 3 or more people on the cover. So let's see if we have that. Okay, so I have this Sherlock Holmes complete novels and stories. So on the cover, you can see there are a lot of people in the marketplace. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 people on the cover, not counting the people on the peripheral. So that qualifies. Next, so this is actually getting me worked up, getting me excited a bit. Okay, so another question is, do you have a book based on another fictional story? So it's not really my book. I just borrowed it because it's part of my to be read list for the second half of this month. So this is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. It is actually based or a retelling of the story The Beauty and the Beast, the fairy tale. Okay. So do you have another fourth question? Do you have a book with a title 10 letters long? A book with a title 10 letters long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Actually 13 letters long, but I believe I have that because I'm very good at counting. Charan! So I have this Mockingjay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 letters long. Fun fact, this was given to me by one guest from our school who gave this book to all the students who attended this seminar. And I was given this book by the dean. I actually had a lot of copies of this book and I gave it to students from our school. So we really stand movements that promote literacy and fondness of reading to young people. So here it is. Okay, another question we have. Do you have a book with a title that starts and ends with the same letter? A book that starts and ends with the same letter. I think I have that. It's this one. It's actually part of a saga. So George R.R. Martin's Storm of Swords. Actually, it starts with the letter A because the entire title is A Storm of Swords, so that's wrong. Let's try another one. Okay, let's look for a book that starts and ends with the same letter. That's very difficult. I think we can go with this again. Sherlock Holmes. It starts with S and ends with S. Okay. So that's 2 for Sherlock Holmes. Another question. This is making me worked up. I'm catching my breath. 6. Do you have a mass market paperback book? Actually, majority of my books are mass market paperback. So mass market paperback is a cheaper version of the story. So they are produced so that people without finances, meaning me, can actually acquire it. So I'm not actually after the book aesthetic, but I want to buy the book so that I can have it when I want to read it. So whether it's a mass paperback or something that is more expensive, I don't really mind. But majority of my books are how do they say it? MMPBs. And I have actually this entire shelf is composed of that, but I'll choose this one. This is Jane Austen's Emma. Okay. And then we have, do you have a book written by an author using a pen name? Okay, one of my favorite books is this, George Orwell's 1984. It's a very political book, philosophical in a sense, and it's written by George Orwell, which is a pen name. The true name, or the real name of George Orwell is Eric Blair. So, yeah. Then we have, do you have a book with a character's name in the title? That's number 8. So I would go for Harry Potter, the entire 7 books of Harry Potter, because it starts with the name Harry Potter, but that would be too easy. So I will start with this one. This is an old book, a classic, which I like, and the title is the name of the main character. It's Moll Flanders by Daniel Defoe. Okay. Next is number 9. Do you have a book with 2 maps in it? Book with 2 maps in it. Okay. I have that too. So this is A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. And when you open it, it actually has maps in it. So it has the map of the north and the south of Westeros, the fictional continent where these books are set on. Okay, and then we have number 10. Do you have a book that was turned into a TV show? A book that was turned into a TV show? I would go for Sherlock Holmes as well. So Sherlock Holmes, so it has a movie version and a TV version courtesy of BBC London. So my favorite is the series starring is his name Benjamin Cumberbatch? Basta, starring that guy with a weird face who or also starred in Doctor Strange. Cumberbatch. I like his voice a lot. And I like his portrayal of Sherlock Holmes. So I'll be researching. I forgot the name. Okay. So next, we have... Do you have a book written by someone who was originally famous for something else? That is celebrity, athlete, politician, TV, or TV personality. Huh. A celebrity, athlete, politician, or TV personality. A book written by those people. I don't think I have them here, or I have those. But I like books written by Barack Obama. The Audacity of Hope and Becoming by his wife, Michelle Obama. I don't have the copies of those books because I believe I read them in ebook form. So sorry, no. So that's one book we don't have on our bookshelf. So next, do you have a book with a clock on the cover? Clock? A book with a clock on the cover. I think I have that. Okay. So the book with a clock on the cover, there's the clock. Not that. This one. So this is the clock. So this is Sophie's World by Justine Gardner. So it's a very philosophical book. Very educating if you want to know more about philosophy and how wisdom works and how thinking works and stuff like that. So there. Another question we have, do you have a poetry book? Do I ever? So I have a poetry book. One of my favorite poets, so Walt Whitman, and this is his book of poems, Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. So fun fact, I discovered this book because I was reading Paper Towns by John Green, and the main character there, Margot Roth Spiegelman, actually mentioned this book, and I found it and then I bought it. And his books are very insightful. Some of them hard to decipher because it's very political, set on the American society. Okay. Next we have, do you have a book with an award stamp on it? Much of my books, I would like to think that much of these books are award winning, but it doesn't have a stamp because this is a mass market paperback as well. But this is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. It's actually the winner of the Pulitzer Prize, the author and the novel that won that. So I guess that counts as award stamp. It's not really a stamp, but I think we can go with that. I think we can actually justify that. Our number 15 question is, do you have a book written by an author with the same initials as you? Book written by an author with the same initials as me, so that would be B, R, and M, or VM. I don't think so, because if there's a book like that, I would have read that already. So I don't have that book. So that's 2 books we don't have on our shelf. Okay, so number 16, do you have a book of short stories? I love reading short stories, so I have lots of books here that contain short stories. But perhaps my favorite is this, The Best American Short Stories of 1998, because it has a lot of very painful stories here. Painful in a sense that contains a lot of personal struggles. And the thing about short stories are, some of them, the best of them, are open-ended, so you are given the opportunity to actually give your own ending. So there. I also have other books here that contain short stories. Okay, number 17. Do you have a book that is between 500 and 510 pages long? I think I have books like that. 510 pages long. I think I have that book here somewhere. Oh no, we don't have the book. So I'll go with this. Stephen King's Doctor Sleep. So it's 500 pages long. Actually, just 499. 500, exactly 500 pages long. So it's actually the second book of The Shining. I don't have The Shining, but I have this because it has a cat on the cover and I like cats. Okay, so and then we have our 18th question. Do you have a book that was turned into a movie? A book that was turned into a movie would probably be so these books are both turned into a movie. I reviewed them in my first review, Quarantine Reads Review Part 1. So this is The Secret Life of Bees, turned into a movie in 2008, and Every Day by David Levitan, which is turned into a movie 2017 or 2016. So there. Okay, 19th question. I also don't have this. Do you have a graphic novel? I don't have a graphic novel because most graphic novel I read is through ebook or online, or I borrow it from people because graphic novels are expensive. And number 20, do you have a book written by 2 or more authors? I have that here. So this is also a mass-produced paperback. So this is Freakonomics, written by Stephen D. Levitt and Stephen J. Dubner. So it's about basics of economics and how we can make sense of things around us and understand how things work. Okay, so are our 20 do I have that book challenge questions. So we actually shoot that 10 minutes because I have this ad-libs along the way. So okay, so I hope you get to know my shelves more. Maybe if I grow my collection, I would give you a tour of my bookshelf, introduce you to the gardens of the bookshelves. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you again on the next one.